Really? This is how we are starting today's episode? I'm so here for it.
No time.
And she said, we don't have time.
I don't have
We
time.
are multitasking. Yes, sis.
I don't understand. There's no time. I keep breaking nails. I don't have time to sit down for an hour.
She said, I don't have time.
I don't have time.
Listen, in this episode, Manal's going to be filing her nails and we're here for it.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, guys, and welcome back to our podcast. My name is Anisa.
And my name is Manal.
And we are the hosts of the Too Much to Say podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, over here, we're going to keep it real. You're going to see us as we are. And I think, Manal, people in the last episode are probably thinking, how do these two know each other? I think we should tell them how we met each other and how we...
Why don't you tell that story?
I'm going to start the story, but you've got to help me with the
Okay,
story.
I am. Fine.
So, we're going to let them know.
Fine, go for it. Go.
Okay, I'm going.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Okay. So, what happened was, I met Manal at the end of 2021, sir.
Yeah.
What was happening was I was coming to Dubai. So I'm an Abu Dhabi girl through and through, always representing Abu Dhabi. So I was coming to Dubai and I was going to an event. And then I was like, by myself. And my cousin was like, don't worry, come through. I'm going to be a bit busy, but I know a girl called Manal. I don't know what I expected when he said, I know a girl called Manal. I don't know. Because Manal, you know what's funny? Manal isn't like a Somali typical name.
No.
It's not typical. Yeah. Anyways, I basically was, okay, cool, whatever. She's probably going to think, who's this random girl? Like, you know? So then I get there and all I see was her smile. And she was just like, hi. And I was just like, hi. I was like, hi. I'm Anisa. And you know what? Your energy was so light that day that I felt like I'd known you for years. And like, we just got on like a house on fire.
Immediately.
Like instantly. And
like
then.
a house on fire.
I don't know about that. It's a bit much. But it's very English me.
It's
very English of
Very
me.
English.
Yeah.
It's quite English.
It's quite on the English side. With our cups of tea. So then.
A cup of tea. Yeah.
She said,
Sorry.
what happened was. So then I ended up. I didn't even take your number that day. I didn't. So then I ended up going back to Abu Dhabi and we followed each other on Instagram.
And then we met at another event.
I'll tell you what happened. My friend from America came. Shout out to my friend. And I had to come back to Dubai. So we went to a restaurant.
Yes.
The minute I opened the door, I see her face. Guys, I opened the door and she's right there. And I'm like,
it was meant to be.
Hi again. And then I was like, I said to my friend, this is my friend. And he was like, oh, cool. She seems cool. How long have you known each other? I said, second time. Second time. And then you messaged me. She sent me the most cutest Insta message.
I just said, what are you? Who are you? And I want to get to know you because
literally,
what is that?
She said, what are you? Who are you? And I want to get to know you.
Can we normalize that though? Like if you connect with someone, like stop letting ego get in the way. Like you connect with someone, you like them. And just like embrace it.
Yeah. So that's how we became friends. And you know what was so interesting? Like our friendship was just so organic.
Natural.
So organic, yeah. Guys, the story gets crazier.
Oh, yeah.
My cup of tea down. Not only were we friends, we've been chilling for a couple of years. A couple of weeks ago, I end up coming to her house. She's finding a nail ticket.
Yeah.
I end up coming to Manal's house. Why did I come to your house for podcast stuff? Because normally we would meet outside or we'd meet at coffee shops or like I'm in Dubai for work, so we'll have quick lunch before I go back to Abu Dhabi or she comes to Abu Dhabi for stuff. Anyways, so I ended up popping over to Manal's house and meeting her mum. And I was sitting, you know, because when you go to a Somali Somali household, you have to go and greet the mum. You can't just sit there and not say nothing, right? So I go up to her and I'm like, Assalamu alaikum, say to hi, how are you? And she was like, why did you sound like your mum like that? What are you doing?
I also didn't, my mom.
Your mum don't sound like that. I know. What are you doing?
Sorry.
So her mum was like gobsmacked. Let me tell you why her mum was gobsmacked about me, yeah? I was speaking in Somali to her. And she'd heard so much about me and I'd heard so much about her, but I was talking to her in Somali. And then she was like, like, did you ever go back? And I was like, yeah, Hoy used to take us all the time, and like and I was telling her about one time I went from I told her we took like a road trip from Galkacyo ila Hargeisa.
From Galkacyo to Hargeisa,
which is like a 2-day trip, right?
Absolutely.
And no one does that. People take flights. But and I was like, Hoy, I want to go to Hargeisa. So we literally did that. And then her mom stopped and she was like, like, why were you in Galkacyo? Because I've told her mom that my dad is, okay, pause. My dad is from Hargeisa, Hoy is from Galkacyo, right? Mm-hmm. So for people who don't know what
half
that is,
half.
We're half seas.
Shai Halib.
My dad is from the north and my mom is from the south, right? Or central Somalia. So the whole time, your mom just was like, she's from Hargeisa, right? So she didn't think two words of it. Then she's like, Galkacyo, why were you guys in Galkacyo? And I was like, actually, we were in a Tuliyar Beira, which is a small village. Mm-hmm. Her mom was like, Balsuk, stop. If you were in Beira, then I know your family. I was like, no, you don't. It's a small place. She was like, no, she went back to my grandfather. She said, is your grandfather so-and-so? I'm not going to say his name. No face, no case. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what? She was spot on who my grandfather was.
That's mama.
Isn't that crazy?
But that's also our culture. But go on.
Then.
Go on, please.
I'm thinking, how does she know?
Please tell everyone.
Please tell everybody.
Please tell everybody.
So then I was like, how do you know my grandfather? She goes, she was like, call your mom now. So I called my mom on the phone. The whole time when I was like, I need to come upstairs, right? She's telling me come upstairs. And I'm like, suk. So I called my mom and I gave my mom the phone. I'm like, Mom, somebody wants to say hi. And then I gave the phone to your mom and she goes, Assalamu alaikum, blah, blah, blah. They started talking. Where's Abtirsa then? So they started counting.
Abtirsi is when counting. You start, like naming
your people.
Your tribe, your people, your family.
In the most beautiful way. Mm-hmm. Come to find out, my mom is her mom's aunt, which makes me Manal's aunt. I didn't even talk about the fact that I'm a grandparent to her kids.
Habariyar.
We're not doing that.
And my kids are going to call you.
Don't do that. It's too much.
Ayeyo.
Ayeyo is crazy.
Grandma?
Ayeyo is crazy for somebody who doesn't have kids.
I mean, you have.
So, in conclusion, not only are we friends, really good friends, sisters, I'm also her aunt.
I'm still young, guys.
I'm very young.
It's just so we listen. That must have been one of yes, absolutely,
hey,
absolutely.
I got all my aunties with me. I'm your auntie.
So I'm not your auntie.
No, my auntie. Why are we whispering?
I don't know.
Okay. So that's the story of our friendship. That's the story of our friendship.
So I have so much. Actually, I have too much to tell you today. Hey. Okay, can I also say something? For a culture that discourages talking too much. Like talking too much. We're a culture that talks a lot. But all our sayings are all about talking too much, you talk too much, did you swallow a radio?
Wait, can you say that in Somali? Swallow a radio?
Maradi ba liqday. Maradi al liqday. And you know, what's the other ones?
عجلت
سعونة صباطة معجلت بعد liqday.
Just the tape. هذا
الكبدان ما تشوفه. No exaggeration. 1,000 sayings on not to talk too much. Meanwhile, we are probably in the category of the loudest culture.
And I love it for us.
And I love it.
Cheers. Okay, so I have a question for you, love. What's one of, obviously our friendship story is crazy, but like, has there been a friendship that you've made that's been weird? Like a weird story, the same way that our story's been crazy.
Like weird good or weird?
Weird good. Like you became friends after like a weird situation.
You know, I'm going to let you go because I can't think of it.
Well, I got two. And one of them involves us again. Okay.
Yes.
So, can I say the one that involves both of us?
Yeah.
So, Manal has a wealth of like really cool, a handful of friends, sorry. But there's like key people that I've met later on. She has this one gorgeous friend. But I'm not going to say no names, by the way. Just in general. Our podcast, we say no names. Take it as you wish. So one day, I've gotten to know her here and there. But then one day, I went over to Manal's house. And Manal, can I just say, your son makes the best food in the whole wide world. Shout out to your son. I'm not going to say no names.
When he has his own Instagram page and
something one day, not yet. Don't grow up too fast. But he was making like some steak. He made steak and mashed potatoes and pasta, and we just sat outside in the garden and we were eating. Her friend was there, and this is the first time I actually like talking to her friend, right? And this girl is just light. She's pure light. So then we were talking about life challenges, whatever. And this is when I knew I loved her. She was like talking about some guy that she'd been dating or talking to or something. It didn't go well, whatever it was, right? So I said, can you tell us how he looks? No word of a lie. She goes, first of all, he left his hairline in his mother's womb.
No offense, guys. This is not...
He left his hairline in his mother's womb.
Wait.
I don't know what else she said after that because I'm gonna cry. That me and Manal. No, what was crazy?
Like he had the audacity. Basically, she was saying.
Yeah, she was saying he had the audacity
because
he treated her wrong. But what was funny was the way she said that whole sentence and continued talking. And me and Manal,
we're dying, rolling on the floor,
and we're stuck on this. From that day, I just knew I loved her. So we're sharing her friend.
Yeah, basically. Absolutely, 1,000,000%.
So that's one of the funniest, most funniest ways I've met someone. Is the way that she described.
Yeah, the way that she described that was just the funniest. Have you ever felt like, have you been in a friendship that you felt like you've had to let go, like you cared about it, but you had to let go?
Do you know what's so funny? I haven't let go of friendships, but friendships have let go of me. Maybe it's me, yeah. Friendships have let go of me, and I'm very self-aware of like, I can be a lot. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but that's why I always say like, when we live in this part of the world, it's good to connect, it's good to meet people, it's good to like, have different connections, good or bad. Like there was that girl, remember the girl I was telling you about? I met her at so I met this girl at a conference, sat right next to her. And then we are listening to someone give a speech, or they're talking about something. The whole time, this is her face. No word of a lie. This is her face, like rolling her eyes. Just her face is crazy. So I was like, I just nudged her, and I'm like, "Hey, fix your face." And then she looked at me and she goes, "What?" I said, "Fix your face."
Fix your face.
I said, "Fix your face," and she laughed so hard because I don't think anyone had ever told her that before. And then we've been friends since, but. The fact that we've just been like, that's the way I met her, me telling her fix her face. But no, I haven't like actively like lost friendships.
I've had to let go of friendships.
That I've let go of. That's what I'm saying. How did you do it? How did you know when to let go? That's probably the better question.
That's a better question.
Because I could be carrying everybody until they drop me. I'm not going to talk about it, but go on.
Yeah.
We'll let it go.
We're not doing that for 2025. We are shifting weights. So I think for me, and not to make it so serious, guys, but I think for me, it's we have to understand that friendship is like you have to. There are certain building blocks that you have to piece together.
Yeah,
it starts with an instant connection, and that connection could be different things, right? Some can be shared values, principles, like views on life, views on whatever, interests. Goals, life goals.
Yeah.
It could be the way they treat other people, the way that it could be anything, right? So it starts with an instant connection.
Yeah.
And then after the connection, I think we start, like in any relationship, after some time, the faces come off because the faces come off, guys. And I think after the first period of the friendship, everyone still got the faces. You still want to be liked, you still want you still want people to accept you for who you are, like not judge you, because you're thinking all these, you're hearing all those, voices in your ear and in your head. And I think once the masks are lifted and you get comfortable in the friendship, then you start experiencing the true person, you as a true person and the other person as a true person. And then along the way, you have let go of the things that had brought you together in the beginning. So the way, for me, I've had to let go of multiple friendships because what people say, like they no longer served me. I don't think a friendship should serve you. And anybody that thinks like that, that's wrong, because that's already that term itself is toxic. Like, you don't speak like that. But I think we have to accept ourselves in two ways. One is either I'm toxic to you as a person.
Right.
And so I can no longer serve what you would like me to serve you in this friendship. Or your expectations of me are no longer what I can serve you because of X, Y, and Z. Maybe I'm married. Maybe I've got kids. Maybe whatever. In my case, of course, life circumstances have changed. And I think in my case, I've had to say that, where I've had to draw the boundary and I've had to say, I cannot serve you. I cannot serve this friendship. I cannot be my 100% authentic self. We all have problems. We all have issues. We all have differences. We all have like that sound in our head and, challenges, like what we talked about in our last episode, like all these things that we're trying to get through and get past.
Right.
We can't do that with added weight. Your friendship spaces have to be easy, no judgment zones.
Yeah. It has to be light. I'm learning that. I'm learning to also kind of learn what friendship gatherings or times that I've spent with friends make me feel light or make me feel heavy after. And I don't mean it in like a tit for tat type of way, right? Because
sometimes it's a tit for tat. I'm titting your tat. I am.
Did you hear what you just said?
I'm titting your tat.
Wait, did you hear? Like, if we just look at this one camera right now, say it one more time.
I'm not titting your tat.
Where did this even come from? I have no idea where she got this from. But anytime Manal brings out the nail filer, you know it's about to be some shade.
I'm just saying, I'm not titting your tat. I'm tired of titting tats, but I will tit your tat.
So to explain what she's saying, because that's not even Somali or English, that is, what do you mean by that?
What I mean by that is sometimes if you feed me poison, I will feed you poison too.
I wish I... But not I got to learn how to have a backbone like this, because I don't have this type of backbone.
Man, listen. 2025 is about being you. Be authentic. Be yourself. You know what? I'm tired. I'm not serving nobody. And I will say this to the camera, to this one, to that one, all of them. We're not serving anything other than our authentic self. And that is why we're here today.
Amen to that, sis. What are you
talking about?
I'm here for it. No, but friendships have been. What did she say? She said friendships have been a bit of a roller coaster ride for me, and I think I'm a little different in the sense that, like, I always have been very comfortable in my own space by myself, and knowing that, like, I can just be a little bit of a recluse, suck in, go within. Don't have to be around people. I don't have kids that are waiting for me to feed them. Like, I can do that. Is why, like, sometimes I'll just go away for a bit. Especially when friendships just end up, like, leaving. Because they do. Like, I don't know what it is that's happened to me over the last, 10, 15, 20, whatever, however many years. But I've always been, like, that overextending friend. I've always been, like, the friend that, like, gives until, like, there's nothing left to give. And then I'm, like, left and and I'm, like, wondering, like, well, what did I do? And not even in, like, a victim type of way. Like, but in, I had a conversation with Hoyo about this a couple of weeks ago because something had happened where a friend that I'd known for years had just kind of let me down. And I was telling Hoya about it. And my mom was like, she was like, which is her biggest thing, like, tie your waist and stand up. But she was also like, anything you've given out to other people, or anything you've been in service of other people, or anything you've done with the intention of khair will always come back to you in the best way. That was my mom's like halal side, right? That was her giving me advice and giving it to me in the best way. My mom is like that. She'll always tell you the khair. Then I have my sister, right? I have one sister. I've got loads of sisters, but I've got this one particular one that will, you remind me of her a lot. Because she will just be like, she just got the phone and she was like, why are you being everybody's little send out? In London, the terminology send out is like, you know, the little person you just send to the shops, go get me this, go get me that, go get me. She's like, when did you, like, can you stop being a send out? And I was like, if I'm your friend, it doesn't mean I'm your send out. There should be like a level of respect where it is the tit for tat that you're talking about. It is give and take. But I've been serving friendships where I was just giving and giving and giving. And that's when it all hit me. It really did.
Can we appreciate, though, the friendships that build?
Oh, yeah.
The friendships that give
laughing.
And the ones that give you space, hold space for you.
Even if you haven't spoken to them for ages.
You know, the friendships that, you know, last week I had this friend that organized a sleepover for the kids. And the week before it, I was going through a very difficult time. Yeah. And I don't know, you know, it just came at the perfect time.
Yeah.
It was almost like the thing you wanted that you didn't know you wanted.
It just came.
And it just came.
And I love that it gave you so much light. Because even the day after, you were like just airy and
so
like,
airy and so happy. Yeah. Or, you know, my best friend, you know, that continuously like always encourages, and I see her encouraging and inspiring other people around her and like empowering. And I just see that, and there's so much light.
So much. And
so much, you know, and just looking around and just being around that and appreciating that. And that's why there's no time to serve friendships that aren't taking that.
Yeah.
But it's better to serve those friendships and put time into those sisterhoods, those friendships. Those are the ones that need time. Yeah. Let's give our energy and like space and hold space for those friends, the people that are not going anywhere. The people that if you don't talk to them for like 2 days will call you or come to your house and be like, right, I haven't heard from you. You know what I mean?
Stand up. Get up from the place.
You know what I mean?
You know what? I love that.
Why did I almost want to cry?
I don't know. Can I read out
the
something?
Dilemma of the day?
No, I was on the internets. And I found some of the weirdest ways that some people have met. Because the writing is small, I'm going to read it like this. Okay.
Do you need eyeglasses?
Do you call it eyeglasses?
Yeah.
What do you call glasses?
They're eyeglasses.
But where are the glasses going to go?
Eyeglasses.
But we already know that.
But then you have a glass.
That's a cup.
A glass of water.
That's a cup of water.
No,
but babe,
it's a glass of water.
Let's go back.
It's a cup of tea.
Did you just say eyeglasses? We're not moving past it.
Cup.
That's a mug.
Wow. It's a cup of tea.
And we're not doing English class right now.
Are you joking? And what do you drink water with?
A cup of water.
You just said it.
No.
Hey.
A cup of water.
It's glass of water, cup of tea, cup of coffee.
But if you say I can't look at something, I'm not going to then be like,
no,
I need
do you want your
eyeglasses.
glasses? No, it's eyeglasses, sunglasses.
Sunglasses, yes, I'll give you that. But not eyeglasses.
So look at...
We're going to keep going. All right, no, I do need glasses if they're in the car. Not my glass of water, but my glasses.
Okay, Javier.
And she said, Javier, stop. And I'm going to start looking at that.
I know.
All right, so there's one.
Just don't do it in front of the kids.
She said, not the kiddos. What's the wildest way you became friends with someone, right? So I checked online to see some stories.
Kick them down.
There's 4 that I was like, whoa. So this one, it's a bit long, but hear me out. This guy goes, when I was around 10 years old, I was playing in the backyard, and if I was ever playing in the backyard, I would bark back in response to any dogs I heard barking in the neighborhood. I guess I like to think I was talking to them or something. One day, I'm barking back and forth with a dog, and my dad walks into the backyard to tell me to come around to the front to see who I'm barking with. It turns out It's like, come see crazy. It turns out...
That is something I would do. I'm not going to lie. Woof, woof, back at you. I would do that.
She said I would play with you.
I would do that.
No, so it turns out it was another 10-year-old girl who liked to walk up streets and bark to try and communicate with dogs trapped in their yards. So then we obviously became super good friends until she moved away a couple of years ago. That's how they became friends. Her dad was like, crazy, come and see crazy.
Yo, the girl was just barking.
The girl was barking, yeah.
And then he went out to bark back at the barking
because they thought they were
dog.
barking at dogs. It was each other. I love that one
Please
so much.
don't fear seeking.
No, it's wild. Okay, another one. A friend of mine became best buds with the guy that stole his car. I guess they both really like cars.
Toogie toog. Toogo.
I love a Tugoin.
What is Tugoin? Oh my God, we just
did
embarrassed.
I just put it together.
Oh
What
my
Tugoin?
God.
Okay.
Look Toog. Hey.
Tugoin. Oh wow, Tug is a thief in Somali.
Toog.
Okay, next one. I hated a girl I worked with because my crush would hit on us both. And then one day I went up and asked her about him. We both realized he was saying and doing the same things towards us both. We bonded over mutual hatred. Listen, that's so real though.
That was a real one. There's no...
Yeah, that was real because, you know, girls, like men be pitying, what's the word I'm looking for? Pitying girls, is that a word? Against each
pitying.
other.
Well, now it's a word.
Yeah. Listen, I always say this to my friends, laugh when we talk about this. English is not my first language. So if I mess up the English...
Don't correct my spelling. Don't correct me the way I say things. Don't do it. Save yourself the agony. I'm still not going to get it.
Still not going to do it. But
I'm not going to get it.
I'm so happy that they became friends. Mm-hmm. But what I don't agree with is bonding over hatred, mutual hatred. I don't like when people become friends because they hate somebody else. But in this
historically,
situation, I'm looking at this camera right here so they know. In this situation, it's okay.
Misery loves company.
It's all right. In this one. The other one's not only. Okay, and then the last one.
Yeah.
This one's sweet. When we were babies, our mothers laid us on a bed side by side to take a picture, and I poked her in the eye. We were friends our whole lives.
Pardon me?
She went,
No. I need to hear that last one again. What?
When we were babies, our mothers laid us on a bed side by side to take a picture, and I poked her in the eye. We were friends our whole lives.
But like,
I want to see the picture. The picture.
That's not even it. What are you to each other?
Friends.
But mothers. Like their mothers laid them next to each other.
Yeah.
But so what? Like, are they surprised that the moms stayed friends for a very long time?
I didn't even think about it.
I did think about it.
There is
very good.
Something.
Hey,
there is something. On. Whoa.
I know.
That took us somewhere else.
I know.
So I asked you a question earlier, but we kind of like sidetracked as we do. Me and Manal will forever sidetrack. There is never a time that we're not going to have a conversation and open 10,000 different tabs. Just FYI. So what's the weirdest way you became friends with someone? Now, after looking at these different stories and mine, like a way that you became friends with someone and it's like, that was actually totally crazy.
I don't know. I don't really know if I actually have like a weird way of... I do have a friend. There was this one time situation where I was a keynote speaker.
Yes,
at a summit. Yes, I was a keynote speaker.
Okay.
And there was this, I finished, I was done. And then there were like these like group of beautiful, like empowering women. Some I'm still in touch with today. And just one of them came to me. She was Somali, but like raised in Sudan, all these things. She's so lovely. And we're just having a conversation. And that one time, and I never saw her after, but we've been close enough to like have conversations and talk.
Yeah.
And I was just
and
like...
good vibes every time.
And good vibes. But it was like a very awkward moment for me because it was my first being in front of people, speaking to a bunch of people, getting that kind of feedback, and then making a friend out of that situation where I felt like I wasn't
like you were out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. And so that would be like my weirdest or like my unusual story, let's just say. Not weird, but
I will say, like, what do you think about like living in the UAE, right? So I came here in 2011. Whoa, that's a minute. I didn't have any friends. Now I have family. I didn't even know I had family. Now we are sisters. I'm just gonna say sisters, babe. It's too much to say I'm your aunt and all of that stuff.
I just lost another aunt. Go on.
Wait a minute. Sisters.
Oh, fine. We'll be sisters just for today.
Okay.
For the sake of friendship and sisterhood.
Thank you. I'm like letting them know. So how's your journey been? I know you went to school here and stuff. Because if I speak about my journey of like different friendships, I kind of like just been through my ups and downs. But the thing that I would say in my journey that's been so different, and I'm only now realizing it, Manal, is that when I first came here, I came to Abu Dhabi and I was inside Abu Dhabi. Like when I say like in the culture, I was in the culture. I mean, like I lived in a space where just Emiratis lived and other Arab nationalities. So I was always around like the culture. And we'll say like I'm blessed enough to a point where I actually have Emirati friends, like really good, solid friends, as well as like my expat friends. And I say that because when you go to a different country, it's very important to like get to know the locals of that place and like get to know like the way of the culture, the way of living. Like, I always take it as an honor whenever I'm in their homes or like around the kids or around the grandparents. No, my favorite is the grandparents, like the yeddos and like when I'm around the grandma and I'm allowed to like, have a conversation with her and me and my little broken Arabic, we make it through. And even when my mom came out here, she went with me to one of my Emirati friends' house and like they got to know Hoya and like they got to know each other and now they're all like really cool. And I think that made my circle a bit bigger in the sense that like I have like different pockets of people. I can't have everybody together in a room though. That's not happening until my wedding.
And even then?
No, until my wedding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone's invited on her wedding. Not everybody? Not everybody.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it another time.
Yeah.
You know what is interesting? And I'm going to try to keep it short because usually like I love this topic so much because I feel like, so I was born and raised here, obviously.
Yeah.
Born in Abu Dhabi.
Were you born in Cornish Hospital?
Absolutely. Like everybody else.
No way.
Absolutely.
So I ask everybody, you think that makes a difference, but they're like, no, but everybody was born in Cornish
Everybody
Hospital.
was born in Cornish Hospital. Are you joking? So I was born and raised there. Okay. We lived in a very Yemeni, community.
Nice.
So I was, I was Somali, I was Yemeni, I was born and raised in the UAE. I came to Dubai, went to school, like majority were, from the Levant region, and there was a few Emiratis, but we connected. But we didn't, like we had very close friendships, but we never had that kind of like a close friendship. I think a part of me was always like, felt like a little bit of an outsider at some point, and as time went by, the shapes and the kinds of friendships were so diverse, but I've always still, even till today, sometimes feel like an outsider. So my experience would be, because I've seen the ever-changing cycle of like friendships and people moving in and moving out and leaving the country and coming and staying for 2 years and 3 years. And so I've, over time, I guess, like developed that kind of like, I think it's why I trust my intuition so much as well, because like I just immediately know if that person's for me or not.
Yeah,
I don't force it because I already know like how long they're meant to be in my space, or I'm supposed to spend time with them. So I struggled a lot, obviously. I've been in spaces where I was never, either black enough or Arab enough. Somali enough or Emirati enough, because I was born and raised here.
Yeah.
I speak the language. I am. So I felt like I was always unable to fit into a box.
Yeah. That's crazy.
You know, and it was a very big, you know, it's very big. Today, I am so blessed and I'm so grateful and I'm so happy that like I'm able to look around and I feel so like so much power and love and friendship that overlooks, that doesn't see any of these like colors or like color or you know, religion or culture, you know, any of these. There's none of that. And
There's no blockage.
There's no blockage.
I'm here for it. Hey, get it. One thing about us, we're always going to jump into a dance.
Absolutely, because would you rather I cry? You can't hug me.
What do I say? We could either cry or laugh by it. Choose. Okay, before you start crying, let's go into the dilemma.
Okay, so I'm going to read the dilemma. Okay. I've been dating this incredible woman who has a successful career, a vibrant social life, and seems to have everything she needs. Lately, I've been feeling unsure about our future because she doesn't show much indication that she needs me in her life. That sounds familiar. Throwing shade. I am. How can I express my desire for a deeper commitment, like marriage, without coming across as insecure or needy? Stop trying to control her. I'm sorry. Is it possible? I said possible for her to see. Hold my hand because I can't finish this. Is it possible for her to see that I want to be a meaningful part of her life? Are you desperate? Or should I reconsider our relationship?
Because how would Hoya respond to this? My mom would say, Horta shaitan kaskanar. Horta bal shaitan kaskanar. Markaad shaitan kana iska naartid, waxaad isweydiisaa. Qof aan levelkaada ahayn, maxaad u raadsanaysaa? Yaa kuri doono inantu waxay ka timid reer iyo dad maanta waxay tahay waa dad ba ku soo stop.
Hooyo macaanay.
Dad baa ku soo
dhintay. Iska jooji, mama. Bixid iska jooji.
She's like, stop.
Warba ninka inuu ku guursado waa ku jecel yahay, mama. Ma habeen kasta bada joogtid.
No, this is the guy. It's a guy who asked this.
Is the guy is asking this?
Yeah, so then you have to reply to the guy. That's why Hoya be like,
self-diagnosed,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
So we went into somewhere else. But it's fine. It's okay.
We'll keep this.
No, so this dilemma from what I can see is that a guy is saying, Gawada, she's top level. So Hoya...
top فوق الفوق.
So Hoya would be like, why are you... Like, if one of my brothers said this to my mom, because he's saying she don't need me. His problem is she don't need him. So Hoya would be like, okay, go find your peoples.
Yeah, Hoya would say, but mama معانا وكود دعاء. إرد واتا ما أنتوا لأن ده إسكت سجيس.
What's her name? Hit the road, Jack.
Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more.
Why are we like this?
Hit the road. Anyways, moral of the story is
no.
قف لا تصاحبه.
And the reality is
مدان قولي مسوا قشن كرتد. قولي قموصة ساعته.
So this one, in conclusion.
ترينكي صار أنت لكن ترينك ما يفوق سعداء.
In conclusion, our mothers would say, go find your level. Because there's no... If a woman has reached this stage where she is self-sufficient, then if you're feeling like she don't need you, she probably don't need you. But here's what I will say, because I've been that woman. The one that's very self-sufficient, very
wow.
the good, very
the good, very the bad.
I don't need it.
I don't need it in this one. I don't want in that one.
No, I've really been that for a while. And what Hoya will always say to me, she'll be like, just be soft. But be soft where softness is accepted. Don't be soft where people walk all over you like you're some rug. Know the difference, you know? And that's where I'm like, okay, I'm hard. I'm shell.
Very good, very
Can't
nice.
come inside.
Very there is it.
But you have to get to a point where like you are a bit more soft. So I would say to the guy, like, maybe have a conversation of saying to the girl, like, here's where, you know, I could be, you know, a part of your life, and this is where I could, but without dimming her light, without putting her in a predicament where she feels like she has to choose. Because if a woman gets to a point where she has to choose a man or the work that she's done to improve herself, where she's come to be right the moment he's seeing her, she's most likely going to choose herself. And it's nothing against him. It's more about the effort and the work and everything and the time that she put into making herself who she is.
Acceptance. Acceptance.
That's good.
That's very nice.
That's very nice.
But it's acceptance. You accept me, I accept you. If we get along, great. We don't get along,
We don't.
hit the road. Jackson, hit the
She
road.
said Jackson.
Jackson's
getting
full
straight
name,
with it.
Kelly
She
Stamania.
said Jackson.
Go on. Let's do this one. I'm
Okay, so
excited.
next
I'm
thing-
excited, guys.
She's
This
very
is
in the
exciting.
excitement. All right. So our last segment of the show, our second last segment of the show, is we're going to do a little bit of the friendship quiz. So for this segment, by the way, Manal, we're going to look at this camera for this whole segment. So the friendship quiz, we're looking in this one.
Yeah.
That's good. The
Very
middle.
good.
The middle. Okay. All right. So Manal, I have questions for. So yeah, you have questions.
I have questions for you.
No, it's confusion. I have questions for you about me. So Manal, what is my favorite movie?
The Titanic. I'm kidding.
It's crazy because I told her I only have one favorite movie.
The Titanic.
That's
Love
not
and
too-
basketball.
Love and basketball. That we're playing basketball. Hey, we love that. Okay. All right.
Make it damn
All right, your turn. Your turn.
Okay.
What
What is my favorite book?
That's a hard one because you like quite a few books.
That's a lie. It's okay. She tried it for you guys though. I only like particular authors.
That's not fair.
That's
because
very
if you
good,
look at
very
the
nice.
house, just library.
It is. I was an
That's
avid
what I'm saying
reader.
to you. Like,
Listen, I was, and then I had the kids, and I can't find time. Girl, I'm filing my nails on our podcast. I can't find
All right,
time.
I don't know.
I want to. I've started so many books, especially last year.
Who's your favorite? What's your favorite?
Paulo Coelho.
Okay, I wouldn't have known that.
And you know what my favorite book is?
Which one?
Warrior of Light.
I would not have known that. But it's good to know today in the podcast. Okay. Next one. What animal do I love the most? Oh, this is easy. It's not the one I bloody fell off. That one. Yo,
It's not a camel?
It's not a camel.
It looked like it was a camel.
It
It looked
almost
like
fell
it
off
was a
that
camel.
What to do with that? No. What's the other one that was?
A horse.
Yeah.
There you go. That
Very
was
easy,
easy.
very
Very
good.
good. Very
Yeah.
nice. There. What is my favorite snack? You can't get this one.
That's not nice.
I know. Should I change the question? I may change it. Let me change it. What is my favorite holiday?
Oh. No.
You know my favorite
Was it
holidays.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. No.
With the one we just went on now.
That was
I don't know
Portugal.
I don't know if we liked
wasn't
Portugal.
Puerto
I was gonna
Rico.
say, but I don't know if that was our favorite. Just because it's Portugal. Okay. All right. Well, I basically
yes.
got that right.
Portugal,
but
yes.
I wasn't gonna say it because I wasn't sure if we could say it.
Okay. Yeah. We can.
The next question. What's my favorite season? It's very easy. I'm from London, so what do we not have?
Summer.
Hey.
Hey.
That's it. That's it.
Very good. Very nice. Okay. What hobby do I spend most of my time doing?
Oh, I know now.
What?
The wellness stuff.
Yo,
She does her ice baths and she's very
breath
good, very
work,
nice. I love
sound
this,
healing.
all of this on a Sunday morning.
On a Sunday morning.
It
I
doesn't
am a
matter
little
what's
hippie.
happening any other day of the week. Sunday morning,
I
Manal
encourage it.
is there.
I encourage it.
That's
some
very
time
good.
for yourself.
Yeah. What sport or activity do I enjoy?
Horseback riding.
That. But what do I do in the sky?
You're flying your plane, helicopter, airplane, jet.
I'm learning to fly.
She's learning to listen. Can I tell you something? When I first met her, one of her first posts was her, like it was a view, and I thought, this is a very confined space. No, it was her. She was
the small aircraft.
You were the small aircraft, and she was like full on. Look at and holding the camera and doing it. First of all, that's not safe.
No, it's
Can you do that? Very good, very nice.
Aircrafts are nice. So yeah, I'm learning to fly a sports aircraft.
Can we just appreciate that for a moment, please? I need to take a moment. Let's just a moment of silence, because that's such a brave thing to do.
Can I tell you the funniest part? I'm afraid of heights. So every time we're taking off, I'm closing my eyes.
I think it's
we're getting there though.
I'm just saying. Look, moral of the story is one of the things I admire about you and like I love is that you are always ready to take on a new challenge and like something like that. That's brave,
baby girl. I love this for us. Okay.
Right.
So your question for me.
What is something that makes me laugh?
First of all, nice anymore. Anything that's stupid.
Anything that's stupid.
But I will laugh at. Do you know what? I love that about you though. Like I love that you'll laugh authentically. You can't be forced to laugh. I can't tell you a joke like you're gonna laugh at it. You laugh at the most. It's gotten me into so much trouble in school.
I'm sorry to all my professors, teachers, friends I've gotten in trouble. I apologize to everyone.
She'd laugh.
Sorry.
Even if you don't know why she's laughing, she's gonna laugh. Okay, and then the last question. What's my biggest dream? Whoa, I don't even.
What's your biggest dream? I think your biggest dream has something to do with making an impact on.
How do you knowing?
I would say future generations in whichever shape or form, by any means necessary.
That's true.
For the goodness of like people.
How did you know? No, for real, because we don't talk about this. We didn't land the one.
And I be knowing.
She's knowing the friendship.
I be knowing the thing is.
Okay, so let's wrap up the episode, baby girl. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this episode. This episode was fun. We got to talk about
such a fun
sisterhood and friendship and how we met each other. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. And we will see you in our next episode.
Thank you so much for listening to episode 2 of
Too Much to Say.
We appreciate you. There is it.